And then you just want to coarsely chop up the clams, just like that, and add them to the rest of the clams. You need about, 2 cups of clams. And then with that liquid, you don't want to throw that away because now that's flavor. We want that. So I want to strain that. Here's my clam liquid. And I put it into a bowl in a strainer that has some cheesecloth. You see? Then that gets rid of any excess grit that might be on the clams. All right. Now that we have that, we're going to set that aside and make our sauce. But first I have to go back and check to see what's happening here with my pasta, because I have a pound of linguine in the water. Now this is a dish that really hails from Naples. You can either do this with linguine or you can do it with spaghetti. I like to do it with linguine. And for the sauce, we want to have some olive oil, which I already have in a pan here. I'm going to turn this back on now. And you want some garlic. So about 2 cloves of garlic that you have minced up in a saute pan with a little bit of olive oil. Let me add just a little bit more. About a half a cup, I would say. And make sure that you're using extra virgin olive oil. I know that Brooksy is absolutely going to love this recipe. So you get the garlic soft. You don't want it brown because you don't want to burn the garlic in the olive oil. That would give a very off taste to this. Then with this, you want to have some fresh tomato sauce, about 1½ cups. And I've got some flat leaf Italian parsley I'm going to put in. That's about 1/3 of a cup that I've minced up. And also some hot red pepper flakes. I want to give this a little bit of a zing. So you can put in as much as you like. I like about a teaspoon and a half. And again, we don't want to cook those pepper flakes too long. Now we want to put in our clams with their juice. This is very quick. Once you've got these clams steamed and opened and minced, this dish goes together very quickly. So there are our clams, and the most important thing to remember about now recooking them is that you don't want to cook them too long. Otherwise, you'll make them just too tough. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit now and add my tomato sauce. And we're using fresh. I think canned would really ruin this. But if you have to use canned, that's fine. So in goes the tomato sauce. And then I like to add a little bit of dry red wine with this. So in goes the red wine. If you didn't want to use wine in the dish, you could just leave it out. Doesn't this look good already? In goes the red wine. And then a little bit of coarse black pepper goes in. And a little bit of sea salt. And really, that is all there is to making this dish. So now you want to let this cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. Not too high of a heat, so that you don't overcook those clams. Okay. And now you want to drain the pasta. I love this pot, don't you? Now get most of the water off, but not all of it. You always want to have a little bit of water left on the pasta because that really helps the sauce to adhere and to mix well. So here's my pasta, perfectly cooked. And now my sauce is smelling absolutely wonderful. I'm going to turn that off. And that's ready to go right over the top. So I'm going to give it a nice stir. And when you make this dish, this is ready to eat at the moment. You pour the sauce right over the top. So then you give this a wonderful toss. And this is ready to eat without cheese.